There's been 2 times when I've tried to be a vegan. So I tried to be a vegan probably in my mid-20s, about 10 years ago. I thought it would be a really effective way to lose some weight and be super healthy. But again, I probably wasn't eating the right foods. I hadn't researched enough, and I started to get migraines, and I think that might have been due to lack of B12 and other vitamins. I kind of went back to my normal diet, did that for a month, and it was, yes, it wasn't successful. And even I realised I hadn't done enough research into it, and I probably was still being quite lazy with my cooking and researching recipes and, you know, all the other foods you need to eat and supplement your diet with if you are going to be vegan. I was having some health problems. I was having problems with my stomach, so I gave up meat for a while, and these kind of issues and problems started to subside and go away. And I kind of started to make a pattern between the fact that I was eating a lot of meat, like a lot of meat daily, and I was eating a lot of processed meats as well. And I started to go through the process of becoming a vegetarian then. I've been vegetarian now for 9 years, and then recently I was trying to think about this, what my decision was to try a vegan diet and become vegan, and I'm not entirely sure of the reasons. I think I was reading about veganism, and I think I might have been a little bit too over-influenced by certain documentaries that I'd seen, but I thought I'll try a vegan diet. And recently, when I attempted to transition from being vegetarian into vegan, I did find that difficult. Just being aware that actually there's a lot of products that do contain milk, or might, you know, do contain traces of lactose, for example. Having to read labels, having to be, you know, conscious of that type of thing. And also I found as well that when I'd ask, like for example, if I'd order a vegan pizza or certain vegan meals, they seem to come as gluten-free, and I found that a bit frustrating, because I don't need to be gluten-free. It's just I was just trying to be a vegan, and I found as well that trying to research a vegan diet, that there are some vegans who don't put chemicals in their food, so you're kind of grappling with that, as well as just trying to cut out the main things of meat and dairy products and fish. A common meal for me would be something like with lentils or pulses or beans. I make a lot of curries anyway, and eat a lot of curries. So like Indian food's brilliant if you're vegan. That would be standard. For breakfast, because I used to have eggs every day with poached eggs with toast. I went from that to having porridge with some fruit on top, and I'd have almond milk instead. And then for a snack, I'd have, like, you know, I'd still have fruit, or, you know, I might have some celery and carrots. I come from a background and a culture where, you know, people really aren't vegetarian, but they didn't really think much of it. I think a couple of them thought it's not going to last long because she likes milk and butter too much, and they were right. It didn't last as long as I wanted it to. But no, they were fine with it, to be honest, so that was no. But my friends, again, fine because I'm vegetarian, but I did find eating out really difficult. And I found that I don't know, I felt like an inconvenience to my friends. Because there'd be so many places we couldn't go to, because there was, even the vegetarian options would have cheese in them or be made with like a cream-based sauce, and so it was tough eating out at times. I think the main difficulty came not being around them, it was just trying to find somewhere to go that would have something completely vegan on the menu. And even then, you'd be limited to one meal and one dish. Like, I had a colleague recently, she suffered really badly from eczema. And I used to as well when I was younger, and she said she started to read some articles about connections between meat and eczema and becoming vegetarian, and how that helps with eczema. And she was trying vegetarianism, and she was getting on really well with it, and she said that certain parts of her skin were starting to look really good. So there's, you know, maybe from that perspective I might, but I don't really know. I've never really told someone to go vegetarian or vegan. Environmentally, a vegan lifestyle does make sense, or, you know, incorporating some elements that does make sense from an environmental perspective, but it's not for me to tell people how to live their lives.
As a past vegan, what tips and advice would you give to a newly vegan?
I would say research extensively all the different foods that are available to you, all the different options, research recipes, you know, price up that you can afford things. I would say as well, you can't be lazy when it's coming to cooking and preparing food, and also as a vegan you do need to eat a bit more often. But my main piece of advice is do extensive research into it before you decide to take the plunge.